Mom said knock you out. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Scotty Karate video. Today we're going to be talking about telegraphing. What is it? Are you doing it? And is it avoidable? Should you even avoid it at all? That on today's episode of... So telegraphing is the movement you do right before you do the move you're trying to do, such as a jab. And it tells your opponent what you're about to throw at them. Now, this is something that you might be involuntarily doing and you don't realize you're doing it. And it's something simple. Say if I'm throwing a jab and you see that shoulder start to roll, you know that's what's coming. So now you can counter, you can move, you can just avoid it entirely. But why? How? Well, that's what we're going to be going over. So there's a few different ways you can telegraph something, or more to the point, your opponent might be telegraphing something. So for example, if they're punching, so you always look at their shoulders. So I always like to pick here just at the throat, and it allows you to see the shoulders. Also lower, but we're talking about shoulder right now. So with that being said, if you see your opponent kind of cock their arm back, pull their shoulder back, you know most likely this punch is about to come. So you'll see it in live action over here, and then they'll kind of come out. Now, this is one of the reasons in karate we talk about going straight out. So from a side view, you can see the shoulder, and then they'll kind of cock it back and then throw it out. So it's kind of this like choo-choo train motion. Choo-choo! Yeah! Well, in karate, we don't do that. We come straight from here, straight out. 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 So that helps eliminate that transition. So now your opponent has a less of a chance of seeing that telegraph. They might not see that coming. So with that being said, straight out versus the wind up, as it were, the choo-choo train. It's amazingly different. And that half a second, that quarter second that is different means the world, especially if you're fighting, sparring, whatever. So if you can see your opponent's attacks, you get the advantage. Like it's like a superpower. You get to see what they're doing right before they do it.
First, distract target. Then block his blind jab. Counter with cross to left cheek.
That's amazing for you, but not them. So how do you stop doing that? Well, there's a few different ways. Mainly, though, is just simply understanding the thing you're throwing at your opponent starts where it is and goes straight out. It's harder to see something when it's going in a straight line than if it takes an alternate path. So, for example, if I turn to the side again, and I'm here, and I want this fist to go straight out. I don't want to recoil it any. Now, this is something a lot of bigger dudes do. Yeah, big. Except for they're trying to, it's a mental thing to get that power. They're trying to put all that oomph into it. But the problem with that is now it's telegraphed, which doesn't matter how hard I throw this. This could be pure knockout power. But if you see it coming, you're just going to, and it's done. And now I don't have to worry about hitting you with it because it's not going to be there. Just, whoa. That's a problem now. So telegraphing is a huge problem. To help avoid that, you need to learn what your joints are doing because that's where it shows up. So if you're looking here and you see these joints move, you know that's the part that's about to move. Same thing with the hips. So if I'm here in a good front stance and you see my hips, right? You're looking around here, you can kind of see my hips in your peripheral. If you see this, right? You see my foot come up, you see, my shift my weight. These are all indications I'm about to throw a kick. So, for example, if I want to throw a kick off the front leg, it's very common for somebody to shift it maybe into a cat stance or at least shift their weight to their back leg so now they pull that leg up. Well, that's pretty obvious, right? I mean, you saw it coming, right? I'm sitting here and all of a sudden I step back. Well, you see that coming. That's because it's telegraphed. But if I take that front leg from here and straight up, it's a little more difficult to see. Now, all this is all based on your skill level, their skill level, and honestly, your speed. So if you're an amazing, say, boxer, and you can get that in even while telegraphing faster than they can react, well, it's a moot point. But they're still telegraphing, which means you have a chance. or to the point, you need to learn how to not telegraph so you don't give that advantage to them. You might not be Bruce Lee and be as lightning fast as him and hitting his opponent, but reality is, if you can see them coming and they can't see you, you have the advantage. So telegraphing is something you need to work on. Everyone needs to work on this because it's very easy to get in the habit of doing something that is very telegraphical about what you're about to do. So even moving your shoulder, even the way you shift your weight, maybe even switch stancing while you're about to do something can cause your opponent to see what's about to happen, which means your attack is useless. It's a waste of time to throw it. Work on it. Not a big deal. Hopefully this helped. Hopefully you see a little bit of what I'm talking about. But hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell on the way out so you know when my videos are posted each week. And as always, the more you train, easier to fight.